sitting here with an amazing woman that has done some extraordinary things. Yes, she's an arranger, a producer, a songwriter, a photographer, and an all-around amazing woman. Everyone, say hello to DEBE'GUNN.
Hi, it's just Brutus.
Brutus! And of course, I'm sorry, Brutus, I forgot to mention Brutus. Our love child right here. He's adorable. So, what's our song today?
How about Color Your World, a song I wrote?
Color Your World. All right. Let's get ready. Yes, I'm ready.
I'm supposedly the arranger, right?
Yes. Boy, I wanna
color your world.
color your world, color your world, color your world. Boy, I wanna
Color your world.
Just a little taste. And it is about you coloring your world, coloring the magnificence that you are every day. So, Debé, it's been, I think maybe 3 years since we've actually.
It's been a while, hasn't it?
It's been a
Gina?
long time. It's been a long time.
It's great to see you.
The last time I saw you, you were on your way to Guadalajara?
Yes,
Mexico?
Guadalajara. Wow, what an experience that was.
Now, you did a mariachi CD.
Actually, I've done two. One hasn't been released yet.
Okay.
What happened with that was I had a number of Spanish songs
Okay.
that I had written after learning the language several years ago in Guatemala. I studied for 5 months.
Wow.
To
Intensive.
get it to the fifth song.
Intense.
with the goal to write songs in Spanish.
Oh my
also.
goodness. Okay.
And then eventually I had a whole line, maybe 30 songs in Spanish, and I thought, why don't I do something different? I've always wanted to go to Guadalajara, gone deep into, I've always been like a tourist, and yet now I'm fluent with Spanish.
Right.
So it's time to go deeper.
Ah.
So it was a long
You can hang
time.
out with the natives and
That's right.
Yeah.
Actually, I was staying in this hotel Nueva York. They ended up sponsoring an award for me.
Oh my
From
goodness.
the city of Guadalajara.
Really?
Yes, I have this, nice plaque.
I'll take a picture of it. Show it to you guys.
Bridging, using mariachi music, my music, but mariachi arrangements, bridging cultural friendship.
With the Mexicans and with Americans.
Wow.
And how timely that is.
Oh my God,
Right now.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Any bridge that we can do to help create.
Instead of walls?
Oh, exactly, instead of walls.
So I guess I'm into bridges and he's into walls.
We all into different things.
Yeah. Right.
I like the bridges.
Yeah, me too. And so when I was there, at first it was really difficult. Very, very sexist,
Yeah, 'cause-
racist, the whole shebang. But somehow I just kept going on, even though some people were begging me to come back.
Yeah.
And-
Family and friends like,
Yes.
what the hell are you doing?
And I stayed and somehow ended up not only arranging and producing one album, which has won a few awards now,
Yes.
and got me in. I've been a Grammy voting member for a number of years, but I
Okay.
became a Latin Grammy. They made me a Latin
my-
Grammy voting member
Wow.
as a result of this album.
Grammys were just last night. Rockin',
Oh,
baby.
I
That's
know,
what we
Lady
talking
Gaga.
about here.
Lady Gaga, you need to meet me. I need to meet you. Put it that way.
Meeting each other would be delightful.
I think it would be.
Yes.
I was born
And I
that
could
way.
have you on the show, Lady Gaga.
Yeah,
And-
I was born that way, and Brutus can sit on your lap. It's so lucky.
That is such a deal.
Especially if you wear white.
Exactly.
So anyway, then when I was there, I ended up meeting the top mariachis
Wow.
of Mexico, and
Wow.
they really
They love the
ended up loving
music.
me. Yes, and I wrote another album there, which is called Bendiciones Mariachi. DEBE'GUNN, but I had not released that yet.
Okay.
And that one is even better than Mariachi, Diamonds Mariachi.
My goodness.
And I wrote all of that while I was there and arranged it and produced it. So in 3.5 months. And then, because I loved this trumpet player, Jose Cruz, and it's his birthday today. Happy birthday, Jose.
February 11th, happy birthday.
Happy birthday. He was such a great person and musician that I decided I wanted to reveal his artistry doing jazz.
Okay.
So we did a jazz album when I was there of my songs.
Wow.
And they all have lyric that, you know, of course, Jose plays trumpet. So
Right.
and that was a pretty quick deal. So I ended up recording 3 albums.
My.
And in 3.5 months.
Wow.
And one album I completely wrote and arranged there. And I had this wonderful violinist I met, Daniel, and I could just sing him the violin parts. He did like 8 violin parts per song
Right.
in harmonies, and he would just play them. I mean, it was just a wonderful experience.
So
toward the end,
I'm really curious because you're
and
an
it was
American.
all in Spanish.
All
Every word, every production, everything was in
Spanish.
Did
And
you
sometimes
fall
I would
in-
get so frustrated, I would start pointing at the computer screen. Do that this way. Because, you know, I mean, I speak well, but when you're really very creative and you're in the zone and you
Yes.
want things done,
Yeah.
it's a little more difficult.
It
in a
is
different
sometimes.
language.
There's all the passion that's
Right.
flowing through, and in that moment, trying to catch that magic.
Because you know my adrenaline.
She's yeah. But I'm curious, where did your love of Hispanic music, where did it come from?
Well, actually, I think I'm just a citizen of the world. I've been named or as a chameleon,
Okay.
and I think in some ways I really am, and sometimes it's been difficult for me. Like, who am I? But I'm really many different people, and that's why I write so many different styles. So it's just another way of expressing. I don't talk about this too much, but I am learning Japanese right now.
Really?
Yes, my plan is to do J-pop.
Oh my
One of these
goodness.
days.
That
One
is
of these days.
amazing. I love that.
Because I really love that culture. I really feel an affinity.
Really?
I feel like there was a past life there or something in Japan, because I just feel very strong affinity with the Japanese culture.
That's a beautiful thing. Well, your spiritual practice is Buddhism, is it still?
Yes, it is. And some people would say that is Asian. It originated over there in Asia.
Yes.
But it is a worldwide religion, and Nam-myoho
Absolutely.
Renge Kyo, people chant that in the SGI in 192 countries. So I've actually been able to chant and practice with people from around the world. I actually chanted Nam-myoho Renge Kyo to travel. I remember going to an airport when I was a very young person, just because then you could get in. And I would watch people leave and go and hug and kiss and think, someday I want to be on an airplane.
That's
Now
how
I've been to
dreams start.
65 countries.
65
I
countries.
guess, I've lost count.
Oh,
but-
after a while. But that's beautiful. That really opens, I think, somebody's heart
I think so too.
to be receptive to different cultures and not caught in a box that it's only one way.
Well, you've really nailed something there, because when I was in Japan, I was there when I was in my 20s. I lived there briefly,
When you're in
and
your
I
30s
didn't
now.
learn. Yeah, maybe 40s. Well, that's it. That's it.
I like it. I roll.
But when I was there then, I wasn't open to really learning the language.
Okay.
Things take time.
They do.
I'm actually in some ways younger now, but when I was there, I did realize that racism is a very ugly thing, and it can happen. What do they call it? White privilege? I'm really Scot and Greek. So.
You're really Greek.
But I didn't know until I went there
Yes.
what it really felt like. And in the day, 20-something years ago. The Japanese were very, very, in some ways, racist.
Yes. Yes.
And so I thought to myself, we need to get some Ku Klux Klan guys over here so they can experience what it's like.
Yeah.
They can sit, on the train and have people get up and walk and sit somewhere else, or stare at you like you're all of that, or ask how much do you cost. Or whatever.
How much? Ooh.
Too much for you, honey. Too much for you.
They're trying to get a little party.
It depends.
Well, early on, I had an opportunity to go to Hong Kong, and one of the agents booked this other girl instead of me, blonde, blue-eyed girl, really sweet, and unfortunately, he was a scam artist, and that baby was really sold to this agency there. It had the scam that she was going over to play in clubs and to do all this, but what they were really after were blonde girls, blonde white girls. And it was a hell of a thing for her family to get her out. They took her passport because they tell you, we'll keep it for you, it'll be safe, So, there are a lot around the world. This racism, prejudice, bias, it's a disease that's around the world. And what I say is that it comes from within us. We've got to heal it.
Yes.
Each one, teach one.
Yes.
Love one another.
I agree. I agree.
What we hold in our hearts is what we see in the world. So it's amazing to have that experience because that takes the lid off for you.
It did.
It was like, oh my goodness.
Yes, it was.
Because it's one thing to talk about it, but to experience it. And, coming from America, that had to really what the hell?
I think it was a very strong turning point. When I came back, my father said I was different.
Yeah.
And he meant it in a good way.
Yeah, yeah.
Which was nice because he could definitely mean it in a bad way.
Parents will be parents.
And he's been right about many things.
Okay.
I have to say, after the fact.
Well, part of the journey is learning it. And words don't always teach, but the experience does.
The experience does.
The experience does. So you created this amazing music, working with men from Mexico where, I'm man, you woman.
I didn't realize what I was doing until later when I was interviewed, not a TV interview, but this was with a newspaper in Mazatlan. This journalist told me that, to her belief, I was the first female to ever write and produce an entire album for the Mariachi.
Wow.
Much less, white girl.
Yeah.
And I never realized that. And when it was presented to the Grammy community, I had many, many Grammy winners falling over themselves for it.
Really?
They said it was one person like Janice Ian.
Okay.
Said, "I'm glad you're not in my category competing with me."
Oh.
She's won 8 Grammys. She could throw me one. I mean, it's one thing to say that. It's another thing to just throw me a grand.
Yeah, that's quite an honor. Now, you were at the Grammys. Was it last year?
A couple years back,
How was that experience?
I think I prefer it. Let them hand me a Grammy, and then when I'm nominated, and they give me a ticket, then I'll be there.
Then you'll be there. Well,
it was nice. It was very nice. But I think the real, I loved the Grammys last night, and I was invited. They invited me to the Grammys, but I decided to stay here.
Okay.
And see it better on the big screen.
In the comfort of our own palace.
Hey, but it's nice to vote for the Grammys. I voted for Lady Gaga, and I really enjoyed her performance.
You hear that, Lady Gaga? That's another hint.
Yes,
Hint.
I really like her. I do.
She's quite a talented artist. And a lot of people didn't know that. They thought she was just a gimmick. But I thought it was brilliant that they used gimmicks to enroll people into her. But she's an accomplished pianist, phenomenal vocalist.
She might even play piano as well as I do.
Maybe. Did you hear that? I think we can. I think we got a challenge. Lady Gaga, we are challenging you.
Were you born that way?
Now, if she comes, you know you got to call
born
me.
this way.
I love it. So, you know, you've done so much with music, and as a creative person, I love it because we just expand in so many different ways. I happen to be blessed to be in one of her photography books. It was a wow picture of me.
Yes, and I wrote a song that really is you. It's called Singer's Blues. And I think I have that little lyric, part of the lyric, right near your photo.
I think you might have. I think you might have.
And you've got to learn it. I mean, because it's just so you.
There we go.
And it's on the award-winning album, Trumpet Teardrops.
It's on that CD?
Yes, Jose's playing just the trumpet, of course. Waiting for your voice.
Yes, exactly. Okay, I'm in. I'm in. Now, how long have you been taking pictures? Because you have a very unique eye to me. You know, you see people with the camera and you're like, yeah, right, they're taking a picture. But I've seen the picture, and it's like, wow, I was there and I didn't see it from that angle. You know, you really have, I think, a very distinct eye in the way you see things.
Well, I think hallucinating really helps.
That's the troublemaker in her.
What is so great about photography is I never took it seriously. I took music seriously, and I still do. Photography has just been a fun thing for me. And because of that, I remember being at a party. That's in my book. I have, my book Beautiful Faces out there.
Right.
And I have 2 other books that are not.
We're going to have all of her information if I can write it all. I mean, I can't spend all day. But we'll have her information below, so you can get in touch. You can go on Amazon. You can, support the community. Yeah.
Yes.
So go ahead.
Anyway, when I wrote the Beautiful Faces, I talked about that process. And one time, I was literally at a party, and someone came up to me and asked me how was my work, and I began, talking about my latest song, who was singing it, and they said, no, your work, your photography. I'm like, what? No, you got that wrong. But that made me realize that maybe it had evolved a little further than I thought.
Than you thought, yeah.
And then about 2 or 3 years ago, I went to Buenos Aires, and I put myself in a hotel right in Tango Town, where all the tango dancers were.
Oh, really?
And very bad lighting. And I thought, oh no, I can't use my normal automatic flash tricks. So I taught myself manual photography. Most people do that backwards. They'll learn early.
Right.
But I had to do it right then. And I ended up getting phenomenal photos.
Wow.
So it opened me up. So it's just been an ongoing thing. Well, my big sister has said that I'm my own worst enemy, but I've become my own best friend.
Beautiful. Oh, say that right here.
I have become my own best friend.
That's beautiful. It sounds like you started traveling very young. How old were you when you went to, I want to say out of the United States when you
My
went
first
abroad?
trip abroad was to Japan.
Really?
Yes, it was.
That's amazing.
Yes.
How old were you then?
I
if
was
you don't mind?
26.
Wow. Now, did you want to go for the spiritual essence
Yes,
of it?
that's why I went that time.
Ah.
I went because it was the 700th anniversary to the day of the Daigo being inscribed for all mankind.
Oh my!
So I went for that.
So it was a big festival.
It was really not very big at all.
Really.
But surprisingly, it wasn't. But I was there on that day.
Wow. Did you, now, you know, I love spirituality. I love the energy that we can get so swept up in that for me, you can be taken out of the what is right now. So when you were there, did you feel like an ancestral energy or this pyramid of our ancestors that had created this pathway for us to walk through? Did you feel any of that, or was it just like, well?
You know, I have felt that in different times, in different places. But there, I just felt this tremendous, just awesome power. I mean, just awesome power. And I think that was the first time I chanted to become the greatest songwriter.
Oh, really?
And I had not written one song yet.
Wow. That was your chant.
That was my main, it's my main thing.
Wow, how powerful
So now I need
is
to
that?
switch it to like the richest songwriter, or, you know, something like that. You know, I think it was
add a little
literally,
coin
you know.
in there, a little
Right.
cha-ching.
Yeah.
Nothing
Shift
little in the
prayer a little bit.
universe.
Okay, it's going to be maybe, you know, one of the better songwriters, put it that way. But it's like, hello. It took me literally.
Yeah.
The prayer took the literal. And that's true. That's good, because that is really the most important thing, is to really be proud of who you are and what you've accomplished.
Yeah, yeah.
in life.
And you live a good life. You know, you enjoy your life, you're living. You know, I think anytime you have dreams and a passion about anything, that opens the doorway for new things to come through. I mean, like you said, as you keep living, your desire to keep growing and expanding, to want to learn Japanese, I'm told that's not an easy bout.
No.
I know somebody else that started working with Japanese a couple of years ago, and you know, she can go out and order food.
No, it's difficult. It is, yes.
I mean, the alphabet, what is it, like 56 alphabets?
日本語はとっても難しいですね。
Oh.
Japanese is very difficult.
Yeah, yeah. And now, is it correct that every symbol represents something?
Japanese, the kanji, there's really 3 alphabets in Japanese.
Okay. Okay.
Lucky me.
We have one, A, B, C. Then I have to sing
English is
E,
considered
F, G.
difficult.
Well, because we have words that mean 15 different things. One word can mean 15 different things. And other languages, I took French. I love the language of French.
Yeah, I can see you.
Oh, I think it's so sexy. But the house is the house. It doesn't mean 55 other things. La maison, parlez-vous du français. It doesn't mean so many different things. So in Japanese, they don't have words that mean 2 and 3 things.
Oh, they do.
Oh, so they're bad like
They
us.
have that too.
Forget that.
I recently read that it's about takes about 5 times as long to learn Japanese as Spanish. I thought, oh no, 5 months, 5 months, 5.
No,
And that was
you got
one-on-one
time.
with a teacher.
Really?
Yeah, that was with a teacher.
Now, have you thought about involving technology? Because we have apps for everything.
Oh yeah, I'm
now.
doing that now.
Ah. So there's an app you're working with.
A couple of apps, a few apps.
Really?
Yes.
I love this time. I mean, how amazing is that?
I can't take Brutus, my dog, to Japan.
Yeah,
It's just too complicated.
Yeah, the
so I have to
quarantine.
learn here.
Oh.
I have no choice. And plus, it's much more expensive. I mean,
join us in laughter. You'll just see us laughing. You won't know why.
You don't need a reason.
I'm already telling you. I've taken it out. We're just laughing about it.
Just laugh. Get it out.
Yeah, Japan, you know, the cost of living there is a whole nother thing.
right.
And I would imagine the quarantine for an animal.
It's very complicated. I looked at it. I thought I can't take a chance.
Yeah.
They might say, you don't have this little X right here. Go back.
Oh my.
So-
Yeah. But this is the beauty of technology. You can go at your own rate, your own pace, you know, and a lot of the apps that we have are so efficient.
Well, I'm hoping so. We'll see.
Well, I've not done one with learning the language, but I have to say the editing apps, you know, they're amazing. Not all of them. You do have to do your work, your homework, and find out, you know, what's in the top. I usually look at what's in the top 5 because people they make reviews and they tell their stories, how it works with them, and it's been amazing. So, you know, I'd love to come back in about 6 months when you're speaking fluent Japanese, making some Japanese food.
Maybe when I have written my first J-pop song.
I love that. So you have the inspiration to keep on so that you can get the song complete.
Yes.
That's exciting.
Well, the songs, because one will lead to another,
Ah.
inevitably.
So how many does that consist of? Is it come on the same as a CD or?
Oh, you mean writing in my
Yeah,
goal for
uh-huh.
Japanese? Yes, I would like to write many songs in Japanese. Once I can write one well,
Yeah.
then hopefully.
I just love that.
In Guadalajara, I had an opportunity to do, in Japanese they call it Hoshaku Kenpan,
Okay.
which is when you reveal the truth and you discard, you know, the BS, essentially. The transient.
Okay.
And I think it was there. I mean, I knew I was a good producer, kind of. I've been told, and I've done a lot of work and worked with a lot of people. Fortunately, some people, wonderful people, which
Yes.
really helped me.
Yeah.
Vocalists, Denise Stewart. Denise Stewart, thank you.
Yeah.
I think she's in Texas now. She's one of the best vocalists, and she taught me so much about vocal production and arranging just by singing my early demos.
How wonderful is that?
Yeah, I owe so much to Denise Stewart. And, you know, to different people were able to show me and teach me, and I was able, and being a musician, being originally a sax player.
Right.
And
I forgot that
understood-
you played the
Yeah,
saxophone.
originally, that's what my
I didn't
thing
know how
was.
she holds it. She's so little. How did you hold it? Wait. That is just wrong. That's all kind of wrong.
Well, the thing is, I think with saxophone, I was pretty good, but I realized I would never be the best.
Okay. Oh, that's quite a conversation to have with
It
yourself.
was.
Yeah.
And what I love about songwriting is that I can reveal so many different aspects of myself with lyric
Yes.
too.
Yes.
Where sax playing, people have to guess what I'm really thinking.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
feeling.
True. Or they put what they think you're
Right.
saying. But
And they do that even with lyrics,
Yeah.
but it's not, you know, really it's pretty much unequivocal.
Yes.
But the thing in Guadalajara was that I, because it was so different in a different language, a different style of Spanish music, everything was different. I realized, wow, I really am just Lady Gaga. More this way.
We are calling you up, baby.
So it was very natural, and I somehow discarded the transient and really revealed the essence of who I was there. And I think because it was no one else. I mean, you just about anyone could buckle under that situation.
Yes, of course. The pressure, the even though you speak the language, there's still cultural differences that you had to learn how things work.
And we had all kinds of obstacles. One time, literally, because they don't have really great building codes in Mexico.
Yeah.
And there was a big building being built near my first studio with the first record, and a big 4x4 came tumbling down, missed me by inches.
Are you kidding?
Drove right through the windshield of the car just after I'd gotten out of the car.
Oh my goodness.
For example,
Wow.
a person I was working with on the album who was assisting me ended up facing a man with 2 guns
Ooh.
pointed right at her.
You got to want to complete that CD. You got to really want it.
That was early. Those things were both early in the. Well, actually, the guns came kind of middle, but the big 4x4 tumbling down out of the sky. How would you ever imagine that would happen?
You know, I think when things, in all jest, I do believe that when you are moving through a transition, that sometimes the old stuff has such a hold that there is a shaking part that comes where there's so much chaos, you're either going to fold back to what you know or you're going to continue to push through. And you pushed through. And from one CD, you made
3.
1, 2, 3.
Very good. Your accent's very good.
She spoils me. That's awesome. Wow. That is awesome. I wanted to sing a song in Spanish.
You have an opportunity with me.
I have not learned Spanish. So what I used to do, I used to listen.
You can learn it really quickly.
I used to listen to Spanish stations because I could understand what some of the words, and I was like, oh, I could really learn this way. And maybe I will put that back on my plate for this year to do that. And then maybe I could.
It would be really fun.
That would be fun.
It would be really fun.
All right, Gino, 3 months from now, you check with me.
Okay.
3 months, Spanish, baby. Maybe not the whole thing, but
It's a wonderful language.
it's a beautiful language. It's also a language of love.
Oh, es un idioma lleno de amor. It's full of love. It's a language
speak
full
it
of.
well. You speak it well. So let me ask you this. What is your passion right now? What drives you?
Well, it sounds so tritesy, but making this world a better place with my music. And for people, when they hear my music, that something in them heals. And
That's
they
beautiful.
shift.
They shift. That's beautiful. That is so well said. I'm going to have Debé's information below. You'll be able to find. Are you on iTunes?
Yes.
We'll get the link. We'll have the links for iTunes and explore this amazing journey that she took the time in her life to go and be at one with the people that you have an enormous appreciation and compassion for.
I do.
Yeah. Because you lived, how long did you live?
In Guadalajara?
Yeah.
3.5 months.
Wow.
Because one album, which was the most difficult album, turned into 3 albums, which were the easiest. They weren't easy, but turned into 3 albums. Yes.
That's beautiful.
And one hasn't been released yet.
We'll be on the lookout for that.
Well, thank you.
We're going to close out with our song.
Oh, yeah. How's it go?
Wait. I'm leaning on you, sister. I'm leaning on you.
Boy, I wanna color your world, color your world, color your world, color your world.
I want to thank you all for joining us on
Thank you.
Pass the Mic. I will have Debé's information below. And remember, we are one. We are creating our here and now. Just you and me.
That's right.
Just you and Brutus and me. I'll see you next week on Pass the Mic. Color your world. Mwah.